Right, let's go. Right, big up S for liking the live. Hold on a minute. Nah, this S person the chick that does the Susan videos? Nah, it can't be. You look a bit like her still. I doubt it, because I'm sure she's got a proper name like on her account. Right. Let me. I don't do no damn videos. I'm just about on social media. No. There's one chick. She looks a bit like you still. She does some videos like she has this fictitious character called Susan, and it's kind of funny still. There was one video that she done where it was like when you stay around a baddie's house. So a chick has stayed around her friend's house who's a baddie, yeah. So basically, there's like a little rumor, like, or apparently a lot of people say that a lot of nice girls live dirty, and that is true. I've been to some nice girls' houses before, and they do live dirty. The nicest tenant whose house I've been to on this Northampton contract, so the prettiest girl's yard that I've ever been to, the girl, like, she smelt a BO. The house was disgusting. There was fruit flies in the kitchen, but this girl was pretty, one mixed race girl. She was the prettiest girl's house that I've been to on this contract. And remember, I've been on this contract 4 years, done about 4,000 tests, yeah? She was the prettiest girl's yard that I've been to. Maybe her and someone else. And she smelt a BO, and the house was nasty, and there was all fruit flies and that in the kitchen. So someone asks, JY, did you have a phone in prison or a Zanko? No. If you lot don't know what a Zanko is like a miniature, tiny phone. No, I didn't have no phones in prison. A lot of men do this phones business and that, and then they end up getting extra time and that. So what you get locked up for? So I cut off my tag, and then yeah, they locked me up still. So. What was the tag for? So the tag was for perverting the course of justice. So basically, the reason why I got put on a tag is because in my area, so in each area, you're going to have a gang or a couple gangs. And even if there's only one gang, there's what we call in-house politics. So even me, I had 3 fights with one of my friends back to back over nonsense, but that's what we call in-house politics. Yeah, there was one time some little nonsense happened. I punched one of my friends, like a different friend, punched him in the face at Edmonton Green bus station. And then he obviously knows he can't fight me, so he went to go and get a knife to try and stab me. So yeah, that's how it goes, isn't it? So that's what we call in-house politics. So there was in-house politics between a few men from camp and a few youths from YDA. Yeah. So anyway, one of the sides ended up getting beat up and rushed, and then someone has taken the person's bike. Now, obviously, I'm cool with both sides and that. So the side that got nicked said, yo, tell the youth that I'll give back the bike if he drops the case and that. And yeah, I went to the boy's house, told his mum, yo, tell your son to drop the case. His mum ended up snitching on me, tried to say she lied because the mum didn't like the fact that I used to be cool with her son. I used to go to the son's house. The mum lied and said I come with a couple people to try and threaten, intimidate them to drop the case. And because I saw the sister and Edmonton Green just in a chance meeting, I said like, yo, tell your brother to drop the case and that. They snitched on me, so I ended up getting a tag, but then I cut off the tag when I went to country, and then I ended up going to prison for that. So oh, big up Snazzy. Jay Wise, have you ever had your probation period expended? Do you mean extended? No. Oh, talking about jobs. Oh, yeah. If you've used the word, would you extended? Yeah, as in lengthened. Yeah, because you put expended. I don't know what that word means. You're saying expended. So someone asks, how long was your prison sentence? So the maddest thing is, yeah. So when I initially got the tag, so my punishment for perverting the course of justice, it was like 4 accounts or 3 accounts of perverting the course of justice, plus going. Yeah. So the charges was perverting the course of justice. I ended up getting a tag for that, but obviously I cut off the tag and went to prison. I cut off the tag, went to country, got nicked out in country, come back to the ends, then went back up to country to get my money because the youths owed me some money and they said they ain't paying me until I finish off the amount of time that I was supposed to do up in country and that. So obviously they, no homo, they had me by the balls in it, yeah, because obviously I was supposed to do X amount of days up there, got nicked. I want my money, but they say like, nah, you still owe us extra, whatever. You're supposed to finish off the amount of time and that. So I ain't got no money, I ain't got nothing to lose. Might as well go back up there and finish off the time. So anyway, end up getting nicked. And then, yeah, the judge that gave me the tag initially, when I went back to Crown Court the second time, he's reading through the paperwork and that, and he's like, wait, hold on a minute. Because he can't remember my face. He's like, hold on a minute. I remember you. I sentenced you to a tag 2-3 months ago or something. He's like, no, right, that's it. Custodial sentence. So he gave me 6 months, but 2 of the months were concurrent. So he basically gave me 4 months and then an additional 2 months that run at the same time. So I ended up just doing 4 months due to, I went to Feltham, then I went to ISIS. Yeah, so I went to Feltham for 2 weeks, bumped into one of my school brethren there, and then went to ISIS, bumped into bumped into another school brethren initially on the G Wing. And then, yeah, bumped into 2 of my friends, like, who I was friends with, like, at some point, you know what I mean? Innit? So, well, it's just a joke thing in prison, man. I mean, especially like ISIS and Feltham and that, like, yo, you're just gonna, well, hopefully none of you go there, but if you went there now, you just meet people that you know probably. I don't know. All right. So Snazzy's asking me, oh, have I ever had my probation period extended at work? So what he's basically asking is, what does it mean if your probation period is extended? That's what he's basically asking. Because if he's asking me, have you ever had it done? And I said yes. If I ever had my probation period extended, I said yes, he'd probably go on to ask why, what was the reason? So he's basically asking, why would he basically have his probation period extended? Obviously, if we look at the glass being half full, it means, oh, you're still employed. Yeah. If your probation period has been extended, it means you're employed. The glass is half full. But maybe if they've extended your probation period, it's probably because they're unsure about you as well. So you're still employed, but they're unsure. So now is the time to truly prove yourself. So if you may have been a bit slacking or been a bit relaxed, yo, time to make sure we're in early. Yeah. None of the, forget about being on time. On time is late. Make sure you're in early. Early is on time. I don't know if you've been playing on your phone, don't play on your phone. Okay? Get off your phone and that and work harder. Offer to do some overtime. Yeah. That way impress your employers and that. So yeah, if they're extending your probation, you know, if we look at the glass being half full, it means okay, they're giving you more of an opportunity. You know, you're still employed, but you have to read in between the lines. Why are they extending your probation period? Is it because they're unsure? Because I said, let me tell you something right now, yeah. If you was on a date, if you're chatting to a 10, a straight up 10, yo, you ain't interested in just dating this 10 for 10 months. Yo, you date this 10 for a month or two just to make sure she's pretty and she ain't crazy. But afterwards, bro, you're trying to lock down this 10. Yeah, let's not beat around the bush. Let's not play around now. Ain't no man just dating some straight up 10 for 10 months. Yo, you date her for 1-2 months. Make sure she ain't no lunatic. And after that, bro, you're trying to cuff the thing. Yeah, because by them putting you on an extended probation period, they're showing you that they ain't serious about you. So they're slightly giving you the opportunity to go elsewhere. By you just chatting to this straight up 10 for 10 months and that, yo, she's still on the market. She can still technically chat to other men and not feel guilty for speaking to other guys. So, because this is what happened. A lot of men, they want to rush into a relationship with a gal sometimes. I know why. It's so that she can't wander off and go and explore other options. Now, obviously, a girl can do that anyway, but you got a better chance of her not exploring no other options if she thinks in her head, oh, I need to be committed. So yeah, if they're putting you on an extended probation period, and that's probably because they're a little bit unsure. That's the only thing I'm thinking. Because me, I read it between the lines. Oh, you lot on YouTube, yeah? Let me know if it's lagging, because on my screen it's all jittery and shit like that. So let me know if it's lagging on YouTube, please, yeah? Someone said they caught their first book. Come on. I don't know. Big up Mrs. Lux. So I'm just going through these comments. I've got 75. Right. Any other reason you bought your yards in Northampton than London other than the price? No. No. If I could do what I'm doing now in London, I'll be doing what I'm doing now in London. Yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't be having properties in Chelsea and that. But yo, if I could have a property in Edmonton, one in Harrow, one in Ilford, one in Feltham, not the prison, yeah, but Feltham, the area. Yeah, if I could have 6 properties and that, just in the more mediocre areas, and let's not get ahead of ourselves, think that we're gonna have properties up in Chelsea and that. Not yet. But yeah, if I could do what I'm doing in London, yeah, forget Northampton. I'm only up here because the house prices are affordable. If I could do what I'm doing right now in London, bro, there's no question about it. I love it. I love it. It wouldn't even need to just be Edmonton. Nah, we have one up in Ilford. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we have one up in Waltham Cross. Yeah. Yeah, Tottenham. Yeah. One in Wood Green. Yeah, man. Barnet's a bit too expensive, but for some reason I've been thirsty all day, man. All right, big up for the roses, them. Some people sent some roses in. Someone said no jail stories. I mean, I've told all the jail stories already. I mean, I was only in there for 2 months, you know what I mean? We got Max Payne. Right, someone said, Jay was, how you finding the R1? Will you ever swap it for the S1000? Nah. Initially, I was gonna get the S1000. I was thinking that. I did see a nice one. It was going for about like 8,600 or something. This is on Auto Trader. And like even in the comment section, so even in the description of the motorbike. So what happened was, yeah, somebody owned the S1000 and then they sold it or part exchanged it to, I think the business is called Motorbike Factory. They have hundreds of motorbikes. They do part exchanges, fix them up and sell them on. So someone must have part exchanged a BMW S1000 RR, and in the description, like even the person who was writing the description said, this is one of the most immaculate bikes we've ever had. The person who owned it before must have kept it indoors and that, because there was no rust on the bike. The chain was pink, or like or was it red? The bike, yo, like whoever had that bike had put money into it, into customizing that bike. Beautiful, it was nice. It was nice. Someone said, what's the topic of the conversation? Nothing much, just, you get me, just freestyling. I never really have any topic of the conversation, really. Someone said you went viral on TikTok. Are you talking about the video about the boycotting thing? Oh, yeah, Mr. Construction. Do you know what? I kind of listened to it. I didn't finish listening to it, you know. So what's that? So this is a good one. Obviously, this is something I've spoken about a lot. What advice to a young person trying to gain electrical experience in today's job market? Like I said many times before, go on to the NIC EIC website and nap it and find local electricians in your area. Type in your postcode, whether your postcode is E5, SW9, or W10. Type in your postcode and it will show you all the electricians from closest to furthest away. Phone all of them and offer to do 2 weeks worth of work experience to see if you can get your foot in the door. That's all I can say. Obviously, I've got a video on this account, JWise TV 3.0. It's a pinned video. Go and watch that video. It's how to find an apprenticeship. But yeah, it's difficult. Oh, shoot. I tried to invite someone. Sorry. Don't join. Right. 500 bags for a yard is no joke. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So yeah, you go Tottenham, Ilford, Wembley, them sides there. Yeah, 500 grand for a 3-bed house. Right. So Snazzy said, how long you worked at a company for? I don't know. You need to rewrite that just so I can understand it properly. Someone said, not gonna lie, you should become Muslim. Why? That's a violation. He said I look like that. Axel you. That's nuts. Is it wise for a young man between ages 20 to 30 to have a girlfriend? Yeah, why not? But you know, you just have to make sure you set boundaries. Listen, you don't want to go your whole entire life until the age of 35 without ever having a girlfriend. Because, okay, let's say you become a millionaire and then you get your first girlfriend at age 35 or 37. You have no experience with a woman, then the woman is just going to, you ain't a millionaire. Let me tell you something right now, yeah? If you go your whole life without ever having a girlfriend or a girlfriend experience, i.e. dating a chick, yeah? You go your whole life without dating a girl or having a girlfriend experience and you become a millionaire at 35 or 37, and then you get your first girlfriend and then she wants you to get married because you're just not going to have no experience. You ain't a millionaire. You are worth 500 grand. Why? Because you're going to take half, yeah? So, yeah, you know what? A man can just be dating chicks between 20 and 30 and not having a proper girlfriend. Yeah, that's cool. But make sure you're still chatting to gal. Make sure you're chatting to gal. You can do both. Would you ever do your own podcast? Nah, probably not. Me, I'm not. I'm the sort of. I don't like inviting people into my space. You know. Yeah, I don't like inviting people to my space. Yeah, big up, Miss 528. I say, yo, Jay, can you give us more details on the tenant girl you had to evict? Ah, yo, man, you are like trying to let me know, yo. Is the playback good? Cause I'm freezing up in here, you know. Not freezing, like I got my heating on. I'm not one of these people waiting to the 1st of December to put their fucking heating on. Nah, not this. Nah. I'm talking to the YouTube people. Nah, I'm chatting to YouTube, not you lot on TikTok. Because obviously I'm streaming on YouTube. So this is how I get these videos. This is why I've got so much content that I can upload onto TikTok because I record myself on the YouTube live stream. Ah, okay. So someone said this is a good one. Any road rage stories with the motorbike? So I had one the other day. I nearly got nicked on my birthday. Yeah. So it was my birthday on the 21st of September. That is the most important day on planet Earth. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not a superstitious person, but yo, I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, I want to take the bike out because I knew the weather was going to be nice. I wanted to take the bike out. And I was thinking, yo, imagine, yeah, man, I don't want to say, but imagine, because trust me, I know a man, yeah, I know someone, they went on a first class ticket to the pearly gates of heaven on their birthday. How the fuck do you die on your birthday, blood? There's 365 days in a year. You picked your birthday when you could have picked 364 other days to go on a first class ticket to heaven one way. Imagine, yeah, when they looked at the person's birth certificate, sorry, when they was doing the death certificate, they must have put, okay, date of death, 1st of January, whatever. Yeah, so date of death, 1st of January, 2025. Date of birth, 1st of January, 1952. Yo, they must have like, what the fuck? Who the hell dies on their birthday? So, yo, it's possible, bro. So anyway, I was thinking, I was like, fuck it, let me just still take the bike out. I was thinking, I think something bad's gonna happen today, you know. I still took the bike out. So boom, man's gone on the M1. Yeah, just rode the bike, come back. I think I went Nando's in between that time. Anyway, boom, heading back to my yard, and I'm riding under a bridge. So there's just like an overpass where you can just you know, like walk over to cross the busy road and that. So I just see some youths, just some little kids. They're like 12, 13. They're on the bridge. There's like 4 of them. They're black. So anyway, they're watching, and a lot of people do this. Like they'll pull out their mobile phone, take pictures. I'm riding my bike on the motorway, and I've got people filming me. That's what it's like. R6 or R1, you name it. Yeah. So yeah, I see some kids on the bridge. They're just watching. A lot of people will just be waving and shit, whatever. In it. Cool. So anyway, as I'm approaching them, they're on the bridge, they're watching me. As I'm approaching to go underneath the bridge, I notice they switch sides, but it's normal. I see people do that all the time, switch sides. I'm looking my rear view and they're just watching or whatever and that. But next thing you know, as I've gone underneath the bridge, I'm seeing liquid fall on me. And I could smell it. It's a juice drink. I'm like, yo, they dash drink at me. Yo, man, stop the bike in the road. Now, with these bikes, yeah, this is not no moped. You can't just do a UE. Nah, it ain't even no 3-point turn. This is a 6-point turn. Anyway, I've gone onto the other side of the road, and I think I put the bike on the pavement. They just started running. So I had to just jump off the bike and run after them. So yeah, one of them has just jumped off of the staircase and that, and they just cut. So I didn't want to leave my bike too far away, so I just left it. But anyway, I got the bike and put the bike on the pavement and went down some alleyways. Anyway, boom, man circling to look for these youths, because yo, you ain't dashing no drink, man, ain't no fucking. So anyway, circling this estate, looking for these youths. So anyway, I've gone to the bottom of this estate, and then I've started at the bottom of the estate, like where some alleyways, and I'm just riding through this alleyway. Yeah. Now the alleyway is quite wide. You could fit a car down this alleyway, yeah, this footpath, but you're not supposed to have cars or motorbikes going down this footpath. But you could fit a car down this footpath. That's the sort of width it is. So as I'm riding down this alleyway, I'm looking on my left because it's hard to explain, but basically, if you walk the length of this alleyway, there's turnings on the left, there's exits on the left, and you can go onto this residential estate where there's houses. There must be like maybe 3 or 4. So as I'm riding down this alleyway, I'm just looking to my left to see if I see these kids, yeah? But I clocked like, they must have went into someone's yard, because when I went down there, they were gone. Like when I went down the residential road, they were gone. I was gonna go to their parents' house, innit? Yeah. So anyway, I'm riding down this alleyway. So I started at the bottom, riding down this alleyway. I'm looking to my left. I can't see them. I can't see them. I can't see them. So anyway, I noticed at the bottom of the alleyway where I'm trying to go, yeah, like I don't know, 50 meters away, I see 3 guys coming to the alleyway. Yeah. 1 black, 1 white, 1 mixed race. So obviously, if someone's on a motorbike, naturally people are going to look behind to see like what's going on. Why is there a guy on a motorbike in the alleyway? Naturally. But me, I clock body language. As I'm approaching them, I'm not riding fast. I'm just doing like 10, 15 miles an hour, not fast, yeah? But as I'm approaching them, they're not moving. Like they're walking and they're kind of looking back, but they're not moving. So I clocked. I'm like, what, these men trying to block the alleyway now, yeah? So anyway, I've got close to them and they've stopped. They're not moving. They're trying to stop, man. So what the fuck you doing, blood? Blood, move out of the way, fam. So anyway, they're like, but what are you doing in the alleyway? Bro, I just jumped off the bike, pushed my man out the way. Like, get the fucking way. Because in my head, yeah, I'm thinking these men are trying to move to me. I think they're trying to jack me. Like, I don't know what, I'm not even thinking, anything, because it's going to make sense, yeah? I don't want to say straight away, but I'm not even thinking anything. I'm thinking like, yo, like these man, like 2 of them look like road youths. I mean, one of them looked like he was in his late 30s. One of them was like in his 20s, and the other one was like, 30s as well. So these man just look like man from the street. I ain't saying it's some fucking GMs, you get me, with swammies on them. But what I'm saying is these guys, they ain't no fucking nerds. They look like guys off the street. So as they stopped, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? So I hopped off the bike and just pushed my man out of the way. I told him, move, yeah? So anyway, because I'm thinking in my head, they're trying a thing. I'm not thinking anything else. I'm riding down the alleyway, and man, I'm holding the alleyway up. So anyway, I've gone past them, and then turned around, and then went back towards them. I'm not even interested in them, yeah? So anyway, I said to them, blood, I'm trying to look for some youths, whatever, in it, boom. went, couldn't find the youths again. Gone back home, and I'm like, no, I'm not having this. Yeah. As on smoke on my birthday, got in my car and gone down there. Yeah. So I've gone down there now. I'm circling the block because I'm going to these kids' house. I'm not having that. Yo, a man could crash his bike over them things. Innit? So boom. So I noticed, yeah, like when I rode past them the second time, yeah, because remember I said I pushed them out of the way, went past them, and then came back. The guy started getting on the phone. So I'm like, what the fuck's he doing? So anyway, I've gone now, got my car, went back to the estate. So as I've gone back onto the estate, I see the guy that I pushed, he's on the phone. So I'm thinking that's kind of a bit dodge. But anyway, they don't know it's me because remember I had a helmet on. So they don't know who I am. Yeah. So anyway, I drove onto the estate now, seen them, but I can't see no kids on that. And drove around, couldn't find the kids. Boom. I think I went around again. And I think, do you know what? I think I left, you know, and then I came back. Like, yo, I don't know what the fuck I was on that day. Yeah? So anyway, as I've gone back to this initial road where I see the guy on the phone, he's still on the phone. He's been on the phone for 10 minutes. I don't know who he's chatting to. Anyway, some masculine woman's come over. Yeah, not masculine, but masculine in the sense like, why are you even asking questions? Like that sort of masculine. She was like, excuse me, are you looking for someone? I said, yeah, I'm looking for some kids. That sounded wrong, but you understand what I'm trying to say, yeah? They're like, I'm like, yo, they threw drink on me or whatever. Anyway, they come over now, yeah, the parents, yeah? So anyway, boom, man just open up the door and just, you get me, just acting mad, you get me? So, yeah, what happened was, when I've gone after the youths, they've ran into the house and called the parents, well, the men, and said, some guy is chasing after us. So, obviously, when they've initially gone into the yard, because when I went down this alleyway, I looked down the residential road that they went and they disappeared. How can they disappear that quick? They went into one of the houses, but I don't know what house they went into. So they've gone in and said, oh, some man's chasing after us on a motorbike. So when I've gone further down the estate and come back down the alleyway, they've come out to look for me. But I don't know who they are. These three men, yeah, they've come out to look for me. So as I'm riding down the alleyway, they clock like, that must be him. Now, I don't know what they're thinking, but they're holding up the alleyway. So that's why they're like, what are you doing riding down the alleyway? They didn't get to the point and say, yo, those are our kids. They've come to the house, whatever and that. So anyway, the guy was standing in front of me, so I pushed him out of the way. Guess what? This guy happens to be an off-duty police officer. So anyway, they said, look, we'll get the kids to come and apologize and that. And I just told them, listen, be careful because you don't know who's who. Yeah? You don't know, you run into a lunatic. Yeah, just because you think you're a kid and that. There's some people, they don't care. They will put you in a box. Yeah, they're in jail, but you're in a box. So yeah, that's my local road race situation on a motorbike. But I don't think I've had any other situations on a motorbike before. But yeah, that was the other day. That was in September still. Fucking stupid. Said, did the police officer do anything though? Do you know what? The police officer was kind of breading man a little bit because he was like, where are you from? Where are you from? I said, I'm from North London. They clocked. They could just tell by the energy and the mannerisms. This guy ain't from around here. Northampton don't breed man like that. Yeah? Yeah, I'm not. There might be guys in Northampton that squeeze, but yo, the aggression, yo, that is an environmental thing. You ain't got that environment in Northampton. They're just new. So they're like, where you from? Where you from? I said, from North London. The guy's like, oh, I'm from down south as well. So he's originally from like, I think like Essex or something like that. But he's a police officer up here. So anyway, we shook hands and just squashed it right then and there. But he said, obviously, the only reason why, yeah, he didn't take it any further, because obviously he clocked man's plates, innit? He was reporting me to the police. The only reason why he didn't take it further is because of what the kids done. But if the kids didn't do what they did, they would never have seen me. I would have just carried on going, and I would have literally rolled underneath the bridge, and that's it. They would have never have seen me again. They will never see me again. So, but yeah, like because the thing is, yeah, when I disappeared and that, after I went off, when I rode off my motorbike, I'm like thinking like, yo, who does this guy think he is? Does he think he's in authority? That's why. Because he's a policeman, he thought he could stand in front of me. Like he's not remembering that he's not in his uniform. So yeah, he tried to take his job home with him and that. He would have taken his jaw home with him. Yeah. I don't give a fuck, blood. I'ma swing first. I don't give a fuck, blood. I'm thinking these men are trying a thing, blood. Yeah, when you see someone coming down the alleyway, because basically this dumbass woman will say, "Oh, why was you riding your motorbike down the alleyway and that?" Yo, who gives a fuck? Because you say, "Oh, you shouldn't be riding down the alleyway with your motorbike." I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. You, as a pedestrian, yeah, if I'm a pedestrian walking down the alleyway and I see someone riding a motorbike down the alleyway, I'm getting the fuck out of the way. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what he's just done. He could have just slapped someone over. I'm not finding out what or who this guy is. This individual on this motorbike that's riding down the alleyway, I'm just gonna move out of the way. That's it. But obviously, they thought they had reason to try and stop me. You know what I mean? Trying to play hero, blood. Yo, you would have got your jaw spun, blood. Shit. Trust me, you lot don't know me. You man just think man's just on TikTok chatting. Nah, let me. Man said Top Boy Sully. You know, everyone tries to call me Sully, you know. Do I look like him? I don't look like Kano. I'm trying to think. Who's my favorite Top Boy character? Who did I enjoy watching the most on screen? For some reason, yeah, I think it's the girl Jax, you know. I don't know why. I just feel like I kind of a little bit like I don't know. I just feel like Jax was kind of my favorite character. I don't know why. It wasn't the Michael Wardry. It wasn't him. It wasn't Ashady. Yeah, I don't think it was Sully. Now, obviously, someone who entertained me though was that Madman Curtis from what you call it, Liverpool. Yeah, he entertained me. But yeah, I think my favorite person to be on screen was the Jax girl. The worst character in Top Boy was what's that fucking guy's name? The one that went on the Blue Tick show that was moaning about he didn't get paid as much as everybody else. They didn't pay me as much. What did he? Oh, what's his name? I can't remember his fucking name. But his character, Driss, his character was shit, blood. His character was shit, blood. No wonder why they didn't want Driss back because the character was was shit, blood. Most boringest character ever, man. Do us a favor, get rid of him. Man, I'm just trying to. Man said Aaron Wise. So it has to be Sully, Jax. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the girl Jax, to be fair. Man said, bro, do you have any friends? Yeah. I got friends, but I don't know. I just not bothered about linking up with friends, you know. I'm just too busy, man. See, this is the thing, yeah. When put it this way, only broke and poor people need people. When you got your life and your money in order, you don't need much people. You just need 2-3 people. That's it. I've told you about this story many times before, but I remember I met a tenant and she said that the house that she lives in now, obviously, is nice. I complimented her on the house, but she said it was a dump site. It was filthy, it was nasty, it was dirty. And she said she called 12 of her friends or 15 of her friends to come and they just painted pretty much half the house in one day. Yeah, they done half the house up in one day. And I asked myself, you must know a lot of poor people because there's no way if you're a millionaire, you can call 15 or 12 of your friends. They're too busy. Though those millionaires, they would rather give you the money instead of turn up because their time is so valuable. They ain't got time to be turning up to be painting on the weekend. Come on, man. So she just let me know, oh, you're friends with a lot of poor people, because only a poor person would have that much friends readily and accessibly available to come and help out. Man said never. Millionaires are tight. I mean, a millionaire might donate £200. Like, hey, here's a little £200 gift. You know what I mean, to help you. You know. Is NN4 a nice area? Looking to move there from Wembley. Yeah, there's a. I remember there was an estate that I wanted to buy a property on called Woodpecker Way. That was nice. There's nice parts of, like, I think there's nice parts of every area, NN1 to NN5. Yeah, man. Have you considered initiating a podcast? Yeah, I mean, I've had the thought, but I ain't serious about it. I'm not really interested. Anyway, big up man like Dosa David. Come on. The originals. Who's this person here? Man said JY is the mentor. Come on, man. Right, so Miss 528 said, got a lot of expendable cash myself because I put the work in my youth. Now I can heat my home up anytime of the 360 days of the week. 360 days of the week, yeah? I didn't know. Since when there's a week and 360 days, but yeah, I understand what you're trying to say, yeah. Now, that's the new flex, yeah? Being able to heat your home to a blood clot. Someone left a comment saying you're stingy. It's not that I'm stingy. I'm just smart with my money. Yeah. I don't just throw away money. I don't like to overpay for stuff. I ain't stingy. I put my heating on. I don't even think twice about it. See, the stingy. See, look, this is why we laugh, yeah? There's people out here who they just frivolous with money. They just spend money. They're not stingy to the outside world and that. But really and truly, you are stingy, because these same people, yeah, that would just be spending money, doing all this nonsense and that, they're not putting on their heating. I know someone, they have a friend, they went to the friend's house, and you know, this individual that I know said, oh, I'm a bit cold. And she was like, well, here's a blanket. And what we're going to do is plug in my mom even used to have one. It's like a radiator on wheels. Yeah, I'll give you a blanket and we'll plug in the radiator on wheels and we will just sit here. What? Put the fucking heating on. If I know I'm having a guest come over to my house, my guest is not coming over to a freezing cold house. No, I want my guest to walk into my house and be like, wow, it's roasting here. Let me take off my jacket. No, let me put my fucking jacket on. Ah, man. Trust me, I know someone, they were staying at their friend's house for a little bit. Yeah. Just renting a little room off their friend for a few months till they get themselves sorted out and that. And they're like, yo, it's freezing in this house. Told you lot already. Like, they were saying, like, in the news over the last couple of years, it's going to be the coldest winter coming. And they say that and they're like, yeah, whatever. But it's only like 2 years later, as in today, and obviously this present, like, you know, I'm looking back on the last 2 years. I'm thinking to myself, it wasn't cold. I know why they were saying it's going to be the coldest winter coming. Because, yeah, it will be cold outside, but once you go home, you should be warm. No, it's cold outside and it's also cold inside because you can't afford to put the heating on. Someone else said something. It was a revelation to me. They said, you know, there are pensioners out here who actually have 20, 50 grand in the bank, but they still sit in a freezing cold house. Do you know why? You see, it's all about having income. Forget savings. Savings can't provide you a lifestyle. Savings is just a get out of jail free card. It's a safety net. Savings does nothing to facilitate a lifestyle. So yeah, these pensioners may have 50 or 20 or even 100 grand in savings, but their monthly income is so shit, that if they wanted to have the heating on the way that they should be able to have it on, they would be dipping into their savings every month. Even if it's only £200 or £100, on a long enough time scale, if they make it that far, they will have no savings. So that's why there will be pensioners and that will have 50 grand in their bank, but not put the heating on. Because their monthly income, which is their pension, that ain't good enough. So they would go over their monthly pension and have to dip into their savings and that. And on a long enough time scale, even if you look over a year or two, like, oh, okay, I had 50 grand to begin with. Now I got 48 grand. Income. That's what your main focus should be. Forget about having money saved away. Yeah, hoarding shit. Yeah, like a little squirrel. Yeah, like you're fucking permanently in hibernation mode and that. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you maximize your income. Obviously, save up so that you can make an investment and that. Because yeah, it's all well and good maximizing your income and that, but if you burn through all your cash every single month, that's not good as well. But yeah, man, you need to focus on making more money. You see, the poor man, he focuses on finding ways to save money. The rich man focuses on ways to make more money and then invest more money. You don't want to just focus on ways to save money. You're not going to save your way to $1 million if you're on 40 grand a year. No way. If you're on an average wage of 40 grand a year, you ain't saving your way to $1 million. You can save your way to $1 million if you're on 300 grand a year. Yeah, that's possible. You're on 300 grand a year. Let's say, yeah, you take home, I don't know, because you know the tax is crazy. Let's say you take home 140 grand. Yo, in less than 10 years, 8 years or something like that, you will have $1 million saved. But most of us not on 300 grand. So focus on ways to make more money. Focus on ways to make passive income. You don't want to keep trading your time for money. I will make more money doing a 1 hour live stream than doing a 1 hour electrical test. Because that electrical test, I get paid £67 to do an electrical test. Take me an hour and a half, let's say, yeah? So electrical test, if I do a live stream, I'll get like 60 clips out of a live stream. Put them on YouTube, put them on TikTok and make money from them. Not all of them, because not all of them get enough views to make money. But I will be able to put 60 clips out there just from a 1 hour live stream or 2 hour live stream and that will make me more than £67. And it's recyclable as well. You see, each clip, if I really wanted to, I could edit it in a way where I could make 4 clips out of that one clip. So instead of 60, I can make 240 clips in that by editing, changing the lighting, changing the background, putting like obviously black and white filter on it and that, putting captions, zooming in and zooming out. But I don't know how to do all that stuff. So yeah, to find ways to make money passively. How much you have in your savings? I got a little bit. I got a bit. Jay Wise needs to jump on the AI wave for editing. Oh, okay. What's your opinion on cash? What do you mean? Would you invest? Would you buy a designer bag for your girlfriend? Birkin? How much them Birkin Hermes bags even cost? Oh, cash money not in the bank. Nah, man, put the money in the bank, man. You know, don't be these conspiracy theory guys who's, oh, I don't want to put my money in the bank. Oh, is it up to £70,000 you're protected by the insurance? Put your money in the bank, man. Obviously, I ain't putting my bank in no Monzo Bonzo account, nah, or Tide. Like I said to you lot before, I want there to be a physical shop for me to run up in if something happens. I'm not putting no big mad money in no Tide account or Monzo account. No way. I want to be able to run up in a shop and make up noise like a black man. Because what happens? Let's say you got 20, 30 grand in your Monzo, Bonzo, or your Tide account, and something happens to the money, it gets locked for 2 weeks, or it just disappears, £0, 0 pence. What are you gonna do? You're gonna phone customer service? They'll put the fucking phone down on you. Then what are you gonna do? Where are you going to go? At least you got a chance, yeah? Finding there is Santander. Wasn't there a Santander? There's not one in Edmonton. No, I'm gonna go Wood Green. Maybe Tottenham. Yeah? I don't know. Maybe there might be one in Enfield. I don't know. But there was one in Enfield. It might have shut down. But yeah, I'll go to the one in Wood Green. I'll run up in there like a black man. Yeah, make up noise. Yeah. How many tests you do today? Just 4. JWise, I'm broke at 20. What should I do? Get off TikTok and stop watching JWise TV. You've got work to do, my friend. Like I say to you lot should be using social media to make money. You don't need to put your face in front of the camera like me. You may have no stories to tell like me because you've just lived not an extensive life. Like, you know, you've just had a basic life. You just went to school, went to college. You didn't do nothing like me. I have stories to tell. Just even dumb stuff like being an apprentice. No one wanted to work with me. Having a fight in my second week as an apprentice and that. Yeah, I got stories to tell. Been to prison, been in a gang, been to country and that, been stabbed. I got stories to tell. But yeah, you ain't got no stories to tell. We'll use other people's stories that they've got to tell. If you're into motorbikes and that, make one account about motorbikes. Make 3 accounts about 3 different things. If you're into motorbikes, do about motorbikes. If you're into boxing, do about boxing. If you're into podcasts where man then talk about the streets and jail, do that. If you're into homicide investigation, I don't want to say the M word, yeah? But if you're into them investigation programs and that with them mad serial man them, yo, make videos about that. Get off TikTok. Stop being a spectator and be in the arena. Because nobody, let me tell you something right now, yeah? Nobody remembers the spectators. People only remember the gladiators and the people them that are participating. Everyone knows Mike Tyson, but nobody remembers the people them that were in the crowd watching Mike Tyson. Yeah? There could have been some famous, and there would have been famous guys. I'm sure like they showed a video one time of all the famous people watching a Mike Tyson fight. Sylvester Stallone, all of them, they're famous people. But no one gives a shit about them at that moment in time. You could be a multi-millionaire watching a Mike Tyson fight. There was this guy, yeah, like when I watched the Conor Benn and Eubanks fight number 2 the other day, there was this Arab guy, probably some sort of sultan or sheikh. Yeah, my guy's probably nearly a billionaire or something off of oil. No one knows his fucking name. You want to be the star, man. You don't want to be the flipping the groupie or the fan. So yeah, man, stop being a spectator and that, like, you know, be a producer, don't be a consumer. Obviously, although I'm a producer, I'm still a consumer, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, try and be 90% a producer. You don't want to be gossiping about people. You want to be the people that get gossiped about. You want to be the person that gets gossiped about. I get spotted all the time. I get spotted all the time on the road. People will go back and tell their friends, yo, you know, I saw JWise and that. Who do I say I saw? I don't know. I just saw some guy that come up to me. I had a man come up to me, he wanted to take a picture. Big him up. He wanted to take a picture, but what I'm saying is like, yo, he wanted to take a picture of me. Like, but I wouldn't want to, this is notable. What I'm saying is I wouldn't want to take a picture of him because I don't know him. You know what I mean? But yeah, big him up. Big him up. I respect that. That was nice still. What I'm saying is, you know, I've made a little bit of a name for myself. So man want to take a picture with me as opposed to the other way around. That's the thing. I can't remember his name. Can't remember his name. So yeah, man. But obviously, how do you make a name for yourself? Just make an impact on other people's lives and that. Every day, every single day, I get people message me, yo, you changed my life, man. Or, yo, man, your videos, man. Man are calling me the big bro of TikTok. When I posted this video on my Instagram. He said that me and DD Gray are the big bros of TikTok. Yeah, man. Like I posted that little picture the other day. JY is the big bro you never had. Yeah. How many remedials you done today? I didn't even do. Well, I mean, I just changed some smoke alarms. That's it. I didn't need to do no major work. Someone said, but was you broke at 20 as well? Yeah. I was broke. Yeah, they have no money. I mean, yeah. Of course I was broke. I was an apprentice. I was on £900 a month. Well, I'll get more than £900 a day, a week. Yeah, no, not a day, not right now. But yeah, I was broke at 20. And look now, fast forward a few years later, decade later, sitting on X amount of properties and that. Yeah, you could turn it around. Got to put the work in. Got to stay humble. Got to not live in the moment. Live for the future. If all you do is live in the moment, you ain't gonna have no future. The future is bleak. The future is cold. You'd be like these people's house I go to. I'll go around turning on lights and that, put the light on in the cupboard, you know, that I'm working in because obviously the fuse box is in there, and then just disappear up the stairs and that. You done with that light in that cupboard there, mate? Yeah. Bam! Slap that light switch back off. Yeah. Worried about that light being left on. Madness, blood. Imagine being in that much of a scarcity with money that you're going around just switching off lights. Oh. The other day, yeah. So on Friday, I put the heating on. The heating's always on, but I turned up the heating so that, because basically there's a problem with this boiler. I'll put the heating on, and then after like 3 hours, it just cuts itself out. So guess what? So over the last 2 weeks, this has been happening. I'll put the heating on, and it cuts out after 3 weeks, 3 hours. I don't know why. Yeah. So for the last 2 weeks, this has been happening. Put the boiler on, put the heating on, and then it cuts out after 3 hours, and I have to go and turn it back on. Yeah. So guess what? On Friday, I'm getting ready to go to my mum's, going back home. So I put on a wash. So I don't have a dryer, so I hang dry the clothes on the racks. So I put on a wash, and obviously the clothes are gonna be wet. So, you know, if the house is cold, eventually the clothes are not gonna dry properly. So I wanted the house to be quite hot, so at least the house is gonna be warm for another 8 hours to help dry out the clothes. But I'm thinking, you know, I'm gonna leave the heating on, and it's just gonna time out because that's what's been happening. After 3 hours, it times out. Well, guess what happened? I left this house, put the heating on, left the house. Nadia got here before me because I left the key. She messaged me saying, "Oh, the house is nice and warm." That she might have thought I was able to control it from my phone. So the heating had been on the whole weekend. Imagine that. Over the last 2 weeks, every day the heating cuts off. by itself. The day I go away for 2 days, that's when it decides to stay on. So anyway, I was thinking, you mother, the time that most people don't think it like, damn, that probably cost me. I mean, I don't even know because I haven't even thought about how much it cost me. I don't know how much it cost me. I don't know. I don't know how much it will cost to have the heating on all day, all day, all night. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, don't know. Don't really care. I mean, I live in abundance with fuel. Like I've been saying in my video, I'm not one of these people that don't let it go over the £20 mark when they're topping up their petrol. The way I put petrol in my R1 and just blow it on the motorway, yo, I've ripped a hole in the ozone layer. That's how much petrol man waste. Don't care, blood. The only thing is I'm thinking, oh, gotta go to the petrol station. That's the only thing that's annoying, man. Every day I top up that bike. Every time I ride it. Every time. Were you ever like that when you didn't have money? Obviously, I had to be conservative with money, but I don't need to now because I put the work in. Yeah? I put the work in. So now I don't need to worry and be conservative with money. Someone said a 3 litre. Now I'm talking about R1. It's a 1 litre motorbike, but obviously, yeah, it's different to a 1 litre car. Can you get more than 20 worth in R1? What's that mean? Should get a diesel. Big up man like Shabazz. Oh, 20 worth of petrol. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think with the R1, yeah, let's say it is like on reserve and the bike is about to cut out. Like, you get me? The bike is completely empty. The tank's empty. Yeah, I think to fill the tank, probably about £20. I think the bike holds about 13 litres or something like that. I'm not too sure. But me, like, I literally fill it up until it jams, until the thing clicks. Like, I'm all looking. Yo, there's certain times here. So basically, when you put the pump in the bike, yeah, when there's like a lack of air circulation, it stops it. Yeah, just like a car. When you put too much petrol in and that, it stops it. It's not because the nozzle is touching the level of fuel, and I don't know how it works and that, but basically, when there's a lack of air circulation because there's so much fuel in the tank, it cuts out. Yo, there's times here where I've got the nozzle outside and I'm pouring it in because I still want to get as much as possible in there. Right, so this Doug person said, JY, thank you for all your videos. They're really, really helpful, much better than all universities out here. On a serious note. Respect. What's classed as a major remedial work? Probably like if you've got a fault on one of the electrical circuits or you're changing a fuse board because obviously, you know, it's out of date. There's no RCD protections. Someone said, do you sell courses? No. Surprised you ain't flooded your tank yet. How do you flood your tank? Well, by putting too much petrol in it, yeah? How's that possible? No, that's impossible because there's an overflow, so you can't flood your tank. I said, you're good, you deep down, you know. Would you help your siblings? I don't need to help my siblings. What older sibling did I have to help me? I'm the oldest child in my family. I never had no older brother to guide me. So they can find their way on their own. I mean, I don't need to help them. Do you know why I don't need to help them? Do you know why I don't need to talk to my younger siblings? The same way I've helped you and you just by watching my videos. Who here has met me in person? None of you lot know me in person. But a lot of you, man, have got on the right path just from watching my videos. Most of you lot have not done a mentoring session. So if I've helped you through a video or through a screen, then I don't need to sit down and have any talks with my siblings and that. Just watch my content. And if they really don't resonate with my message and they don't want to watch my content, ban them. I don't care. But then stay poor then. If you think your older brother who's got 6 properties don't know what he's talking about, but your parents don't have any properties because they live in a council house, well then more fool you then. Yeah? They should be listening to me more than their mum and dad because I'm more successful than them. Yeah, this is not to be disrespecting them. This is the truth. Their mum and dad lives in the council house and that. I own my own property because I know more. This is facts. This is not being disrespectful. This is the truth. But this is the thing, like family, for some reason, they just don't want to support you, nothing like that. Even my little nephew. I remember one time I see what happened? I think I must have come across his TikTok. So imagine, yeah, like my little nephew, you get me, yeah? Come across his TikTok. I see him doing something, whatever, and that. You know, like he's got an account. He don't make TikTok content. Just got an account with 3 videos. I see like the 2 of the video he's doing something, whatever, and like, yes, nephew, big yourself up, yeah. Then on the next video, like, yo, keep going, man. One day you're gonna be great. Like, I don't know, something along them lines. I don't know, innit? You know what I'm saying? I big him up. Instead of my nephew coming underneath so I left a comment on that and that. Instead of my nephew coming underneath, yes, uncle, respect and that, whatever and that. Because he was showing, I noticed the other comments and that from his friends and that. Yo, he was showing them love back. Instead of coming underneath my comment and showing me the same love back, I'm like, yes, nephew, big up yourself and that, keep doing your thing. What did he do? Like, that's it. Wow. 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 That man getting treated, yeah? All right, well, ban him then, innit? Just, yeah, forget it then. Imagine that. Your big uncle come underneath your comments and like, yes, nephew, big up yourself and that. Not even, yes, uncle, respect. Yeah? Long time, not like, wow, that's all I get. A double tap like, yeah? Ban him then. Ban him. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about no. Yo. Let me tell you something. If people don't show you the same love back, ban them. Mom, dad, brother, auntie, I don't give a fuck. If people don't show you the same love back, ban them. Ban them. Ban them. Like, I ain't done, this is the thing, I ain't done nothing to nobody, you know. No one can sit and say, I don't like him because of this. Oh, what? It's because you don't like my attitude and that. Wow. This is the thing, yeah. I was saying to one of my, like, obviously my followers and that, they message me on Instagram and TikTok. You lot message me on Instagram and TikTok, yeah? So one of my followers must have messaged me on Instagram and TikTok, and I had a little bit of an epiphany, and I'm like, rah, like, you know, there are family members, because this person was having a problem, like they're saying, family members are acting a bit weird. They don't want to talk to me and that. I ain't done nothing to them. I'm just leveling up. Like, obviously, you can understand, like, with my attitude and my mannerisms and that, you can see why some people wouldn't want to talk to me. But this individual, not like me, I'm guessing. Just a normal guy that's just on the right path, saying that family members are moving a bit funny around him, like sly hating and that, yeah? And it's just crazy. Like, obviously, I've made references and I'm saying, like, yo, I've had people just stop talking to me overnight. Just like when Casey Zander said he started making videos on YouTube about fitness, and about 90% of his friends on Facebook, and you know, your friends on Facebook can't actually be your family members. They're just called Facebook friends, yeah? Unfriended him for no reason. Not making offensive content like your man Jay Wise, just making fitness videos. How to do a pull-up, how to bench press, how to do a push-up. Unfriended him, 90% of people overnight. So this individual's telling me about, yeah, people just, they're moving funny, they don't want to talk to him no more. And obviously he contacted me about it because this is something that I talk about all the time. And I said to him, do you know what? Do you know what's mad? you will have these family members who they will observe you trying to level up and then they drop you out. You know, these same family members, yeah, that have dropped you out and don't want to talk to you when they don't have no reason to talk to you. Do you know these family members would have had a friend or some maybe colleague and definitely a family member or potentially a family member that they definitely fell out with, if not had a physical fight with some of these people, but made amends to the relationship. So imagine if you start to level up, yeah, there will be some family members that won't want to talk to you. Let's say you become an actor, let's say you become a rapper, let's say you become a businessman. You are doing nothing to affect these people's lives, but they will have a problem with it. Imagine they will drop you out for leveling up because they have an inferiority complex. And these same people that have a problem with you for leveling up, although it has nothing to do with them, they have had potentially a physical altercation with these people, if not have had friends and family members slander their name and spread their business and embarrass them and still make up with them, still just squash the beef and act like nothing has happened. Unbelievable. You've had people do more damage to you and you've forgiven them, but someone makes a few videos and starts a social media account and fuck them, get rid of them. Madness, blood. I clock that. Clock that, blood. Had one of my aunties who does accounting. I told her I'm not using her no more because she's shit. Then she don't want to talk to me. So you don't want to talk to me because you're a shit accountant. Oh. But you know what it is? I don't think my auntie wants to, I don't think my auntie's not talking to me because I said to her, I don't want to use her no more for the accounts. I noticed that, you know, she didn't want to, like, we used to be cool, like, we would link up and that. All of a sudden, after I started making social media videos, YouTube videos and that, all of a sudden, distance. Funny that, innit? And it's funny, this individual knows I have YouTube and TikTok, but they've never mentioned that I've had YouTube and TikTok. They've never mentioned I've seen one of your videos and that. Weird, innit? They have a problem with it. They got an issue with you outgrowing them. Yeah, you'll find out who is who when you start leveling up as a human being. I promise you, you can believe that. I promise you. You will find out who is who. Everyone wants you to be at the same level as them. No one wants you to surpass them. See, this is the thing, yeah? If these individuals that have a lot of jealousy in their heart, if they meet a millionaire, they can just accept, oh, this person is a millionaire, this person is better than me. They can accept that. They can be cool with that person, but they won't want to be cool with someone who was at the same level as them, i.e., broke and poor, and then level up and become a millionaire. No, you can't do that. The same individual can meet a millionaire. This guy's got a Ferrari, this guy's got a mansion and that, and just accept this person is better than me, they're more successful, whatever, and that. But they cannot accept someone who was at the same level as them, had the same start to life and upbringing as them, but become a millionaire. They can't accept that. Nah, the human brain can't accept change. Listen, there are technologies right now that can be available, but the human brain can't comprehend the change. Have you noticed with human beings, you have to give them things in small, tiny, subtle increments. Because if you go from 0 to 100, the human brain can't comprehend it. Can't. Oh, big up this person for liking all, doing all the likes and that. Respect. Yeah, man. They get jealous of you, man. Like, it's because they're not putting in the work. You know what? There's some people, they could be on the right path, putting in the work, and still be jealous of other people. Yeah, so you got the certain sets of people them who they don't want to see anyone do better than them because they're not doing nothing themselves. And you've got people who are doing well for themselves and still don't want anyone to catch up to them or do as well as them. So that it's like they want to be the richest man in the room. No, you don't want to be the richest man in the room. You want to be somewhat the poorest man in the room, really. What are you learning from being around broke people? What the hell, yeah, is a guy that's on 300 grand a year? What's he learning from a man that's on 30 grand a year? Whereas if a man's on 300 grand a year and a man is sitting in a room with a man that owns a bank, you can learn a lot from that person. You're not learning nothing from no one that's on 30 grand a year. They're on 30 grand a year because they probably didn't put in the work. Man said, "Where's my book?" Yo, it's in. You got it when you open up that wrapper. Because I can't understand, yeah, how you've got the packaging, but there's no book inside. Do you think Turks are good businessmen? I mean, they got a lot of businesses, so yeah. Would you spoil your girlfriend? I don't spoil women. I don't spoil women because when it's time for them to get out of there, they're getting out of there. You can, and please believe this has happened in the history of the world. A man has saved his woman's life. I don't know what the situation is, but I'm saying I know this has happened in the history of the world. A man has saved his woman's life, literally. Whatever the situation is, car's gone off the edge into a river. He's jumped in and freed her from the car, had to smash the window. He saved his woman's life. And you know, at some point, I'm just not feeling it no more. And break up with him whilst probably cheating on him a month before. You know, got to vet the new guy, got to line up his replacement. Imagine that. You are walking planet Earth because of someone else. But because just bored, just not feeling it, bounce. Nah, I'm not putting my life on the line for someone like that. I ain't spoiling someone like that. Nah, mate. Nah. The only way I can spoil a gal is if she's working for it. That's it. Yeah, I'll spoil a gal. Yeah. If you build a rear extension, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll pay you in Gucci. Yeah. A man said women are emotional beings. Yeah. This is why I'm not defending no female cousins or family members. No, because they will end up going back to their boyfriend. There was a guy that was putting his hands on his missus in his car or in her car on this estate that I'm on right now. And I told Narnia, I guarantee you, a few weeks later or a few months later, they're going to be back together. I don't have no confirmation of this, but I know. Because even if they didn't in that situation, there are other situations where the woman has had hands put on her and she got back with him. I know, I meet these people. A woman, I know, I met on one of these jobs. The guy is in prison for the third time. She's had him locked up twice before. Do you know what that means? He's gone in, come out, got back with her. Gone in, come out, got back with her. He's in for the third time. When he comes back out, he's going back home. So if he can go in and come back out and that, and she can take him back, the uncle or the dad could have gone around there and smacked him, she'll still take him back. Nah. I'm not getting into beef with nobody. Even my sister, I've sat and thought about this, and I'm thinking, how can I rely on my sister to not? So you know what? If something happened to my sister, obviously, if it's happening in front of me, no way. But if something happened to my sister, I'd say, you know what? We'll give it 6 months. Yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen in 6 months. Cause don't worry, trust me. I get people back later. Yeah. Told you that already. The reason why I made a name for myself in my area is because some older must have bumped me when I was 15 years old. I caught him when I was 17 and he was 21. I smacked him up in the alleyway 2 years later. So yeah, don't worry. I'll get you back. Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna sit on this thing for 2 years. Yeah, if my sister gets smacked by her boyfriend and that, no, I ain't gonna just rise up straight away. I know it's easy to just fly off the handle, but yo, there may be a chance that if I broke him up, she might get back with him. No, you ain't doing that to me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait 6 months. Don't worry, we'll ride back. Don't worry, it's happened before. Don't worry. I had a girlfriend before. Some guy in her local area that knows her dad tried to gave her a lift around the corner. He tried to touch her leg and that. She told me, let's say this happened, I don't know. She told me it happened in January or something like that. But I was vexed with her over something. So I said, don't worry. I will sort it out eventually, but not right now because she pissed me off. 3 months later, I went down there, smashed him up. Yeah, 3 months later. I ain't doing that again. Do you know why? Because one of my school brethren, yeah, said to me, yo, you went down there, and this is the realest truth. He said, you went down there and done this to somebody, yeah? And a year later, you might not even be with this girl. So this is at the time that I was with the girl. I told him, oh, I went down there and did this, yeah? He said, you went down there and did this, and a year later, you might not even be with this girl. Guess what? A year later, we're not together, and I'm riding down the road on my motorbike, and she's with another man. I said, yeah, never again, mate. He was right. He predicted it. At the time I was with the girl, he said, you should never have done that because a year later, you might not be with this girl. A year later, potentially, 11 months, 13 months. My friend ain't a fucking oracle, yeah? He ain't that on point, yeah? A year later, I'm riding down the road in Woodford Green, right near the Miller and Carter. No, is it Miller and Carter? Toby Carvery? It's anyone you don't know Woodford Green, yeah? When you go through Woodford Green and you head towards Buckhurst and Loughton, there's one long ass road that takes you from the A406 all the way through Woodford Green, through Buckhurst to Loughton, yeah? A year later, I spot walking with the next guy near fucking, is it Toby Carvery or Miller and Carter, one of the two? It's on the left-hand side. Imagine that. The guy was right. So I'm like, yeah. Someone said, will you get married? No, what do I need to get married for? I'm paying off the debts that I owe now at 21 since I was 18. How are you in debt at 21 years old unless you got a uni degree? You took out a uni loan. How the hell are you in debt at 21 years old? This is craziness. I was chatting to a man the other day, and I've heard someone else say this to me before. My mom said to me, if you get into any debt, don't worry about getting into debts. You can just claim bankruptcy and just write off the debts. Some chat like that. I don't even want to listen to that. I don't even want to take in that information and remember that. I want that to be Chinese because that's not something that I want to even be planted into my cerebral cortex. Yeah, I don't even want to know that. I don't even want to know. Oh yeah, you can just run up debt and get rid of it by claiming bankruptcy, insolvency, or whatever they call it. Get that. What is it called? I invited someone by accident. What is it called? So you got bankruptcy, which is the worst, but there's one before. Is it IVA? I'm sure Nadia talks about her. What the hell's going on? I'm sure Nadia talks about some of her customers having IVAs or something like that. Let me see. IVA. What is IVA? An individual voluntary arrangement. It's a formal, legally binding agreement in the UK, specifically England, Wales, Northern Ireland, between an individual and their creditors to repay a portion of their unsecured debts over a set period, typically 5 to 6 years. An IVA is managed by a qualified insolvency practitioner. So I heard about that, yeah? Like, I don't know if it's becoming bankrupt or having an IVA, but basically, somebody, like, they manage you. Yeah? You're not allowed to take out any gym memberships and that. If you want to, like, get internet, you need to run it past them. Are you a child? Are you 13 years old? You need to ask permission to get a gym membership. You need to ask permission to, well, you're not allowed a gym membership. You need to ask permission to get Virgin Media. 500 megabytes. They'll say, no, you don't need 500 megabytes. Get 250, get the minimum. A man will tell you how much internet speed you need. Yeah. And you know, this person's right. Uni debt doesn't even count, really. Yeah, because your uni degree is an investment to some degree. I know a lot of men that don't agree with uni and taking out the uni loan is not going to be agreeing with what I'm saying right now. But yeah, so all right, so this is Northants girl. Oh, she must be from Northampton. Yeah, saying yeah, IVF, IVA, not IVF. But yeah, so yeah. Oh, do you know what? Nadia's just joined. Nadia, what is it? Is it IVF or IVF? Is it IVA or bankruptcy where you have someone phoning you, maybe not every week or every month, but they're managing your finances. They will tell you that you cannot have a gym membership. They will tell, it's bankruptcy. Okay. Yeah. So imagine becoming bankrupt, yeah? And you're having someone tell you you can't have a gym membership. Why have you gone for the £500 Virgin Media package? Sorry, the 500 megabyte speed Virgin Media package. No, go for the 250. Go for the 125 one. Forget that, man. You're not a child. You're a big rascal man, 32, 28 years old. Man said, unbelievable. You damn right, that's unbelievable. Man, I'm glad you're saying it's unbelievable because that means you're not in that position. Yeah, good. Nobody should be experiencing that. Like, the only person that should be experiencing this sort of nonsense, like bankruptcy, where they're having someone on their case, telling them what to or not do, is if they're an alcoholic. Like, they're just mad. They're just an alcoholic living on the street and that. Almost like, you know what, yeah? That person who, someone put down, maybe Nadia or whoever, yeah? What is the name of the person, if you know, if any of you don't know, what is the name of the person that actually, you know, manages your finances or whatever and that? Because, yo, they're like a financial support worker. What's a support worker? Someone that can't function on their own. They need a support worker. So that person is like a financial support worker. You cannot manage your finances on your own, so you need someone to do it for you, like you're a vulnerable individual. So she's saying it might be an official receiver. Maybe. Well, I know is the person is the receiver. Yeah, you're receiving some advice because you're a damn fool. So Chris Chris Creams says official receiver. Okay. Nah, not an enforcement agent. Nah, not a bailiff. Nah. They're coming to take. Yeah. They're not coming to tell you. They're coming to take. Boy, I watch them bailiff videos where them programs there. Me, I ain't got the patience to deal with people. Yo, I got my big up David. Oh, he must be Polish. Spelling his name David like that. Yo, I got my first viewing on the 25th for a rent-to-rent property. Any tips on what to look out for? I mean, I don't do rent-to-rent. I don't do rent-to-rent. So unfortunately, I can't give you that much advice. I'm not one of these. I don't pretend. Oh yeah, well, I just saying a lot of nothing just to nah. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't do rent-to-rent. I believe in getting your own things. Said, no worries, man. Yeah, I'm Polish. Just seeing property on your page just for yeah. No, I don't do rent-to-rent. Never done that. So I don't know. All right, let me try and put myself in the position of somebody. Obviously, you need to make sure that you're making a healthy profit. Yeah. Don't even bother go and view a property where you're like, I'll be struggling. Don't worry too much about there being amenities like things to do in that local area that's going to attract people to rent out the property. Because like I've said before, there are things and work projects going on that you don't know about. There could be a sewage plant that needs some work doing. That is a long contract, 2-3 year contract on a sewage plant. You never know. Like in this Northampton area, for some reason, the hospital has joined up with Leicester Hospital, something like that. I think some of the departments in the Northampton hospital, I'm just guessing, have gone to Leicester. So if you had certain issues, now you, as a Northampton person, you have to go over to Leicester, my friend. So that means some of the doctors that were working in the Northampton, I'm just speculating, some of the doctors that were working in certain departments in Northampton, the hospital, have had to go over to Leicester. Well, guess what? They need somewhere to live. Guess what? The NHS will be willing to pay for their accommodation. So, you know, there could be contractors working on a specific part of the M1. You know, they're still working on a fucking M1. It's been going on for years, yeah? Since I've lived up in Northampton, like 4 years or whatever, they've been working on this Ross Clark M1. There could be contractors that are working on a specific part of M1 that, you know, it's just closer to live and stay in Northampton. They've got all these new site developments and that, and all the things I've just mentioned got nothing to do with any excursions, going to the zoo, going to feed the fucking ducks. None of that stuff. This is just work stuff. So people will want to rent your property like contractors and that. So yeah, just make sure it's not in the middle of nowhere where there's nothing going on. And even then, if it's in the middle of nowhere, you can have a lodge that's just surrounded by greenery. Some people want to just get away. So Airbnb, there's stuff going on that you just don't know about. You could be near Silverstone, you know, the racetrack. And just because there ain't no events on and that don't mean that there ain't no maintenance work going on at Silverstone. Tottenham, my local area. I live so close to Tottenham. Fucking on Saturday night, midnight, I went out to my local kebab shop in Edmonton to go and get my kebab, yeah? Big up Pizza King, yeah? On the junction of Hertford Road and Bouncers Road, yeah? As I left my yard, I can see Tottenham Stadium lights, the blue lights in the sky. Obviously, I knew that the Conor Benn and Eubanks fight was going to be on Saturday, but I didn't know where it was going to take place. And because I saw the lights in the night sky, obviously it's pitch black at night, it's midnight. Because I saw the lights in the night sky, like, there's an event going on. They must be having the fight. Yeah. Obviously, when they was building the Tottenham Stadium and that, some people may have been put in an Airbnb. Just don't know. Like I said, it's got nothing to do with any fun activities, and I'm just talking about work. Literally work. You don't know. Like someone might come down to go to visit family for 5 days, but you know what? The family house is just too small. It's just more convenient to just rent an Airbnb for 5 days. That's just like a 10-minute drive away, and they will go to the house every single day. But staying there, they don't want to sleep on no one's sofa. There's already 6 people in this house with 1 bathroom. Fuck that bullshit. Big up Odane. Yo, Odane, tell them about the the mentoring session. Your honest opinion on the mentoring session. Tell them. I don't care what you say. Say what you want to say. Give your honest opinion on the mentoring session. All right, yeah, good night, Nadi. Ah, he's just joined, so he might not have heard what I said. Oh, then press 1 in the chat if you're still here, because you've been coming in, coming out. All right, you're Odane, yeah. Tell them about the mentoring session. If you think it was shit, say it was shit. If you think it was good, say it was good. It don't matter. I don't care. I'm telling you, honest review. Did you think the mentoring session was worth the £60 that you paid? It might have been 52 at the time, but yeah. Right, my brother Jay Wise, love the videos from your fellow Asian brother. Yeah, come on. So he said, I feel like you give great advice. That's what I'm saying. Imagine import. I feel like you give great advice, but it was shit, blood. Where can we book a mentoring session with you? Just send me a DM and we'll take it from there. So message me on this account or JWise TV, whatever. Let's take it from there. How much rental income do you need per month to retire from your job? I mean, like, well, I can't say rental income because obviously some of it is obviously, you know, there's overheads and that, but like rental profit, I mean, for me to retire and I need like 7 grand coming in. You don't need to be 10, 7 grand probably. Because what's the point of retiring on 3 grand a month? Yo, do you have an age range you mentor people? No, I mentor people at any age. I've had people older than me, even if it's by 2 years. How many of your 6 properties you put in on Airbnb soon? I mean, like eventually all of them, well, not the one that I'm living in, but yeah, eventually the other 5 will be, slowly but surely. So O'Dane said, everyone is different, so you just have to make adjustments to align yourself with. Right. Do you mentor women or just men? No, I've had definitely 2. I've had a 3rd female. I feel like I've had 3. Definitely 2, because I can picture the 2 girls in my head right now. But if I can't picture the 3rd one, then probably not. Yeah, so I've had 2 females in that. How do you handle money losses? Like, don't be too worried. If you've made a good and honest investment and you know it wasn't stupid and that, don't worry about it. But if you've been spending money or investing in things that are just complete garbage, then yeah, you should be annoyed at yourself. But yeah, if you've made an investment, listen, you ain't gonna get nowhere not making no investments or taking any somewhat risks. I mean, I don't think buying property is a risk. Some people think it's a risk. I mean, if you think buying a property is a risk, your risk tolerance is very low. You are a risk averse person. You are scared to take risks because buying a property is not a fucking risk. It's not. It's just a case of, oh, obviously, if you buy a property near a cliff that every year it erodes a meter closer to the to the property, and now eventually the property is going to fall off the cliff. Obviously, come on. But for the most part, and that's in extreme cases, you know, most properties are not by cliffs. But yeah, the only thing is, oh, maybe you shouldn't have bought that property. You should have bought that property over there because for some reason the properties over there are going up in value faster. But then there's no risk in buying property. Yo, to be fair, I don't ever say this person's name. There's no video. I will not say this person's name. I will not say this person's name. So yeah, I'm not even really going to talk about it too much. But yeah, I don't even say this person's name. You won't find one video where I've said this person's name. No, I refuse to say this person's name. They're a damn jackass. That's it. How to keep the spot safe during ongoing work? What do you mean the spot safe? What do you mean? Oh, this person said he knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a female, so you know who it is. Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying this female's name. The person's a damn jackass. You can't find a video where I've said this person's name. I will not say this person's name. I may talk about this individual, but I won't say this person's name. No, they're just a fool. They're just a fool. And you know what it is? A lot of people want to blame this individual. No, don't blame this individual. There are always going to be mad idiots out here that take to social media. Don't blame that fool. Blame the fool who follows them. You see, I remembered, yeah, watching Star Wars. Was it episode 4? It was weird. You know, with Star Wars, for some reason, the first episode that was released is episode 4. Anyway, I remember, big up Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah, in episode 4. He said, who's the fool? The fool or the fool who follows him? Yeah. Don't blame this idiot for this because anyone could start and take to social media and talk a whole heap of nonsense. Yeah. Blame the people that are following behind this damn jackass. Don't blame that individual. Yeah. Blame the people that are following behind the nonsense. So don't even blame the individual. Blame the people that are following behind it because they're the idiots. You are ultra fool for following a fool. You know, the individual can't help being a fool. That's just their nature. It's in their blood. But you are a damn jackass if you're following a fool's ideology. Do you know what it is? The reason why these people want to do this thing, there are so many people on planet Earth who have no purpose in their life, and human beings are naturally predisposed to wanting to be a part of something. This is why so many people are heavy on religion. They want to be a part of something. This is why so many guys join gangs, because they want to be a part of something. This is why a lot of mixed race people have an identity crisis. Oh, I don't know where I belong. I don't know. I don't feel black. I don't feel white. I just feel lost. Yo, you are a part of the human race, dummy. The fuck, blood. So a lot of people, they just feel lost. So a lot of people, they just want to be a part of something. So that's why they want to join some stupid movement. They ain't got nothing going on. But no. A lot of mixed race people do have an identity crisis. Yeah, 110%. I clocked this with Notting Hill Carnival. Do you know how many mixed race girls from outside of London go down to Notting Hill Carnival? Yo, it's not that a bunch of mixed race girls go down to Notting Hill Carnival who are not from London. It's the fact that there are so many mixed race girls that go down to Notting Hill Carnival that are not from London compared to their male counterparts. I guarantee you, yeah, if they done a survey of mixed race people that are from outside of London, and when I say outside of London, I mean outside of London. I'm not talking about Essex or Kent. I'm talking about outside of London, Leicester, Loughborough, all these funky places I've never been to before. Yo, if they done a survey of all mixed race people, they done a pie chart and they had the section that represents males and females, yo, it will be 2% man and 98% gal. Do you know why? The man them are too afraid to go to Notting Hill Carnival, but the gal them, they feel like they got identity crisis. So the best way to feel like they are around their own people and that, and feel like they belong to something, Notting Hill Carnival. That's an event with a bunch of black people and that. I want to feel like I'm a part of something. And they will make sure they document going down to Notting Hill Carnival. Yeah. So that they can post it on social media. Like, yeah, I was a part of this event. This is why so many people will go to Notting Hill Carnival, you know, just so that they can tell people on the Tuesday when they go back to work, yeah, I went Notting Hill Carnival twice, back to back, both days. Yeah. This person said my hair was dry for years, you know. But yeah, a lot of mixed people, they have an identity crisis. Yeah. Stop being worried about not being black enough or being too black for the not being black enough for the black people, but being too black for the white people. Yo, just look in the mirror and understand you're a human being. You have some white DNA, you have some black DNA. That's it. Oh, but you know, my grandparents treated me different because I was the odd one out in the family and that. Yo, okay, so if it isn't your skin color, listen, there are grandparents that treat some of their grandchildren differently, not because they're of a different race, because the grandparent doesn't like this grandchild's dad for whatever reason. I've seen that happen. I know someone, they treat their little grandchildren who are like young, 13 or whatever, differently than one of the other grandchildren because they don't like the younger grandchild's dad. The dad's fucking idiot. Imagine that. You're going to treat children differently because of who their dad is. Like they asked to be born. Fucking crazy, blood. Fucking crazy. My mum didn't know how to comb my hair. Well, why don't your mum go down to the local black hair salon and say, listen, I've got this mixed race child. Educate me on how to deal with this child's hair. Simple. Fuck. Because obviously I'm assuming this was before the YouTube days, yeah? Fucking get up and walk into a black hair salon. Simple. Jay Wise, your opinions on not busting your mum ain't right, bro. My mum never bust me. So why do I need to bust my mum? It's my job to bust my son. It's not my son. It's not my son's job to bust me and take care of me. No. If the next generation has to look after the previous generation because the previous generation fucked up, at what point is there any progress in the bloodline? Think about it. If the previous generation always fucks up and relies on the next generation, at what point in that whole entire bloodline for the last 10 generations or the 10 generations to come, at what point is there going to be some progress where someone makes some fucking money, becomes rich? If the previous generation always thinks, right, I'm just going to coast along through life because this next jackass who's in line is going to fix my fuck ups, at what point in the bloodline, in the next 10 years to come, or the 10 years previously, 10 generations to come, or the 10 generations previously, at what point is there some progress? But if the previous generation says, I'm going to set up the next generation so they have it easier. Well, right then and there, from right then and there, there's progress already made. Come on. Fuck, man, I got this shit figured out. Coming off in 5 minutes. How can I have been online? How could I have been online for an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes? Crazy. This life gone too quick. So this R person said experiences where the white grandparent was being racist to the black or mixed race grandparent. You know what? That is the fucking parents' fault. Why the hell, yeah, would you allow somebody, anybody, grandparent, grandma, fucking uncle, why would you allow your child to be around anyone that is racist to their child? The parent is a fucking idiot. Fucking jackass. You know, I don't even blame the grandparent. The grandparent is just being them. They're just being themselves. It's down to the parent. Yo, let me tell you something right now, yeah? If anyone thinks they can disrespect my child, yo, put it this way. When my child is around people, you've got an ass whooping pending. You've got an ass whooping. I remember the other day, I was driving my car. I pulled up onto my estate. My little sister was walking onto my estate. She's coming from that direction over there. I'm coming from the other direction. And we're both turning into my estate, yeah? My little sister's walking. She ain't paying attention. My sister's on her fucking phone. As I'm driving onto the estate, I see a car with some youths. Yeah, they're chilling. So I slow down because I don't even want no one speaking to my little sister. So I slow my car down in the street just to see if they were going to speak and say anything to my little sister. My little sister walked past, I didn't say nothing. There's like 3 of them, yeah? Then as my sister's walking, there's some random other youths jamming on the corner. So I slowed the car down again just to see if they're going to say something. In my head, I'm thinking, there's an ass whooping pending right now. You lot don't understand. You lot are actually in danger right now. Yeah? So if my child's around people, yo, there's an ass whooping pending. Yeah? You best not say the wrong thing. There's going to be problems, bro. Right, coming off in 1 minute. Would you say you were a grinder at 20? Yeah. I was. Yeah, I was. Because I remember. Let me tell you something in a sec. One sec. Last little story now. So yeah, I've been a grinder from day one. When I was in school, all I did was buy and sell crisp and drinks every single day, every day, every day. Never took no day off. The only reason why I took a day off is because I got caught selling, so I had to lay low for 2 weeks. Every day I was on it. So anyway, when I was 20, I remember one time, yeah, like I wanted to find some extra work on the weekend. This is whilst I was an apprentice. So I was an apprentice at Haringey Council. Haringey Council do not offer any overtime. No weekend work. So I wanted to work on the weekends to earn more money. So what I did was I went on Gumtree, I think, and I found an electrician that had his own company. I said, listen, I'm an apprentice, but I'm up to standard. I can do rewires on my own. I'm just still an apprentice. Have you got any work? And he said, yeah, come down on, you know, next Saturday or whatever, and I'll sort you out somewhere. I'll pay you, innit? Cool. So I went down there a couple of times and that on Saturday worked and that. But there was one particular Saturday. So I went to my sister's house. My sister lives in South London. Yeah, she's the same age as me. And she's actually 33 like me. So basically, my dad had 2 women pregnant at one time. Imagine that. My dad had 2 women pregnant at one time. Anyway, so I went to my sister's house and it's in South London. So I was there until midnight. And I'm just thinking, yeah, I'm just going to leave my sister. Because these times I wasn't driving. I had a motorbike, just a little R125, but I took the train down there to go and see her. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm just going to get on the train and just go straight back to like London Bridge and then just boom, get the next train back to North London. Yeah. Nah, it don't work that way. After certain times, 1:30 midnight or whatever, the trains don't travel in the direction that you want. Yeah. So I left my sister's yard. I had to get a train into Kent. Yeah. I had to get a train into Kent, then get a train from Kent to London Bridge. Then there was no train going from London Bridge to wherever. I had to get on the 149 or something like that and just ride the bus all the way home, the night bus. Anyway, I didn't get home until 3 in the morning. Guess what? I had to get up at 6 in the morning to get ready to go and do some work for this guy. Yeah. So yeah, literally 3 hours sleep. I got up, showered, went to the train station. For breakfast, I had a banana and a Red Bull, yo. And then I worked at like there was some office place. I think I went to Waterloo Station or something. I was working in some office place, and yeah, I was there until like probably like 6 o'clock at night. And yeah, then I don't know, or maybe I was there until like 4 o'clock. I don't know. Yeah, he paid me £100 for the day, and I went home and I went to sleep. Yeah. Now I'm earning £300 a day. So yeah, man, you gotta do them shit jobs, man. The best part about having like a good salary and earning good money and that is when you get to laugh at the times when you was working for peanuts. When I was an apprentice, I used to work for fucking £40 a day. 8 hours, 7.5 hours, £40 a day. Craziness. But yeah, man, all right, I'm done now anyway, yeah? I'm gonna go and put on a quick wash. And then, yeah, got some paperwork to do. All right, I'm done now. I'll see you lot next week, yeah? Maybe, what day is it? It's Monday today, maybe Tuesday or something like that next week. Maybe Wednesday, maybe Thursday. All right, YouTube, man, then. How many followers did I get? I got 18 followers. All right, stay wise. Done now.